be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Millions of hearts have been broken just because those little words were spoken. I love you. I love you. I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. I love you. I love you. And I'm sorry, mate, that is a face only a mother could love. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. You'll say that we've got nothing in common, no common ground to start from, and we're falling apart. You'll say the world has come between us, our lives have come between us. Still I know you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember that film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's one thing we've got. I see you, the only one who knew me, but now your eyes see through me. I guess that I was wrong. So what now? I guess this means we're over, and I hate when things are over, when there is so much much left unsung. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember that film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's one thing we've got. This song has always held a pretty weird place in my mind, because, you know, kind of liking that one Audrey Hepburn movie that most of the Western world agrees is pretty much a classic isn't what I would call a strong foundation upon which to build a relationship. So for the longest time I thought they were joking, but then I watched the video clip and it's full of these guys punching the air like, yeah, we've saved this relationship, and the chorus builds to this triumphant crescendo, and so I'm left with two possible conclusions. One, that Deep Blue something, the whitest guys you know, in all their milquetoast mediocrity, managed to hit upon a work of satire of positively Swiftian proportions. Or, second, and perhaps even more terrifyingly, is the prospect that they were being entirely serious. And of course from then on I was hooked, because, you know, music has a lot to say about love. Love is a many splendid thing. Love lifts us up where we belong. All you apparently need is love. And then there's the other side, where you're sitting alone at 3 in the morning in your underwear, crying into a bowl of ice cream, listening to Adele records on endless repeat. Or so I hear. But music doesn't say a lot about that third path. You know, the relationships that were, yeah, kind of okay. They're decent people. We don't hate them afterwards. It's no Helen of Troy, but it's no Romeo and Juliet either. It's just a bit, eh. But that's not entirely true, is it? Because I started looking, and then I found that meh love songs are everywhere. So I've gathered up as many as I can fit into an hour and a half and put them in a Fringe show. And I hope you enjoy. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember that film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's one thing we've got, yes. I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember that film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we've got. Thank you. So welcome everyone to Deeply Madly in Meh with you, a celebration of everything that makes love just not quite good enough. Before we begin, I'm just going to do that thing where I tell you all to make sure that your mobile phones are switched to silent. I'm not going to tell you to turn them off, because I want you to take as many photos as possible, and if possible, even tag me on Facebook when you upload them, because that would be great. But yeah, just make sure that it doesn't make a noise that interrupts the show, because that would be a bit, yeah. If you head out that way, out the bar, the loos are directly on the opposite wall, at the end of the baccarat tables. I encourage you to buy from Tui at the bar. He does an excellent job. And the more you drink, the better I sound. And also, the casino has been really great to support the show in the way that they have. So, yeah, just I'd like you to support them in the same way if it takes your fancy. What else was there? In an emergency, your exits are here, and if there is a fire, death is certain. I'm kidding. The first person out will almost certainly survive. There is no smoking on the other side of that barrier, though considering there is smoking on the other side of it, I'm not entirely sure what good that will actually do, but we'll go okay. So anyway, on with the show. I'm going to do something that my teachers at the Cabaret Summer School told me to never ever do, and that's to potentially alienate members of the audience, though considering demographic statistics, I think it's probably only those two in the corner there that might be affected by this. When I ask, who here has ever used a program called MSN Messenger? Okay, so two of you haven't. Okay, so for you two, because you're the only ones who haven't, who both haven't used the program and haven't seen the show before, I'll just explain. MSN Messenger was kind of the proto-Facebook. So back before every 5-year-old had their own iPhone and unlimited texting plan, we'd all tie up the home line internet, remember when that was a thing, with the dial-up, and we'd put in our email address into this program, and this program would allow us to search out everyone else's email address, and then we'd be able to instant message each other, much like Facebook Messenger today. And what else made it the proto-Facebook is the fact that your email address was obviously, it couldn't be changed, but your display name, what you appeared as in the contacts list to everyone else, could be whatever you wanted. And people used it kind of like a status update. So, you know, you'd have a pithy quote from the internet that people pretended was their own, or a song lyric that just spoke to them, man, or you know, a long string of emoticons. You know, James is a smiley face, James is a sad face, James is the angry devil face, James is a poo with eyes. Perhaps not that last one. I bring this up in order to tell you all a tragic truth, a confession, if you will. And don't worry, this isn't therapy by Cabaret, but my first girlfriend broke up with me by changing her MSN display status to "Screw you, James, we're through." Harsh and tragic, I know. And I bring this up, I embarrass myself in front of all you, partly because, you know, it makes you react, and that's what I want from an audience, but also partly to highlight the fact that sometimes we just pick people who are entirely wrong for us. Like the subject of this next song. Billy Joel has a way of fitting words to music in a way that will rip your heart out and then stomp on it afterwards. I challenge anyone to listen to Lullaby, the song he wrote to tell his daughter that if he dies, he will never leave her, as long as she remembers him, and not just get a little bit teary. It's a beautiful song. But sometimes the beautiful music managed to obscure facts about the lyrics, which meant that things like the fact that in this song, the woman he's describing is a horrible bitch. She will lie to you, she will cheat on you, she will stab you and laugh at your bleeding corpse. And that's only a little bit of a paraphrase. But you know what? Hey, she's always a woman. She can kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes. She can ruin your faith with her casual lies. And she only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she will take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe you. And she'll take what you give her, as long as it's free. She steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives up. No, she never gives in. She just changes her mind. And she will promise you more than the Garden of Eden. Then she'll carelessly cut you and laugh while you're bleeding. I told you it was in there. And she'll bring out the best and the worst you can be. So blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to me. She's always a woman. Kind of the world's most backhanded compliment. I mean, yeah, her and 3.5 billion other people. Come on, Billy, get your act together. She takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives up. No, she never gives in. She just changes her mind. She's frequently kind, then she's suddenly cruel. She can do as she pleases, she's nobody's fool. But she can't be convicted, she's learned her degree. And the most she will do is throw shadows at you, but she's always a woman to me.